I am the Ivy Leaf reporter and subsequently the chair of the PR and Technology Committee. And I look at my primary role and responsibility to make sure that I am telling the story of Alpha Alpha Rho Omega, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and making sure that I am doing so while continuing to uphold the standards that we have held as it relates to media, our guidelines, and how we present ourselves to the public. Key areas that I focus on. PR and technology can sound like a heavy lift. And as it relates to the majority of the responsibility comes down to approving flyers, signage, curating our social media, making sure that we have the press that we need, making sure that we are building relationships with our media in case we need the news and be able, again, to tell the story of Alpha Alpha Rho Omega. Alpha Alpha Rho Omega is doing amazing things. We have built amazing partnerships and collaborations in the time that we've been serving in Saline County. And so I think that the way that my role supports that mission is making sure that that story is told, making sure that we're visible in the Ivy Leaf, that we're visible on social media, making sure that we are sharing all the amazing things that we're doing while also highlighting our resources and the community service that we're doing and the impact that we have in Saline County. Challenges that I faced in the role. I think in the beginning, having all the ideas but not accurately assessing the time commitment that it would take to implement those things. In addition to making sure that I was learning the role, the documents necessary to understand the guidelines, the media, and then essentially what it takes to have a healthy and engaging social media presence. One of the ways that I addressed this was by making sure that I utilize the strengths and talents of my committee, finding individuals that were already, savvy as it relates to tech and social media, in addition to creating a social media calendar as far out in advance as we could based on annual events that we already knew were going to happen. I think another challenge was trying to find the sweet spot between wanting to advance the chapter as it relates to the technology and the way that we use things, and then making sure that I was accurately assessing, if you will, the capacity or the capabilities of individuals in the chapter. One of the ways that I sought to address this was to streamline as many forms as possible, to make helpful videos that simply showed how to access the Google Drive and placing those things on our YouTube page and making sure that we, as far as PR and technology, were as available as possible to answer questions, whether that means text messages, phone calls, whatever was necessary to not only assist, but to teach those sorors how to do it themselves moving forward. Advice that I would give an incoming officer. I'm one of those people that feel I don't have to know everything if I know where to find it, or I can figure out who to ask. So I would say learn your documents, find people who have been successful in the role before you, and error correct when necessary. Many hands make light work. You have a committee, use them. Get to know the individuals on your committee. Find out who's your creative, who's your task-oriented person, who is your idea person, who is your, I don't want to be in the front, I just want to be in the back taking care of the things. Figure out who's best in what role, and then work together to accomplish the vision that you have for PR and technology. And then lastly, give yourself grace. There will be errors, there will be missteps. Take accountability, grow, learn, and remember, we're all just figuring it out together.